Yo, 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 it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm back at you guys with another video. Today I'm talking to you guys today about if you're on seed retention, women will inevitably do this. You're going to be finally known as a catch when you're on seed retention. And the thing is, it's not just about seed retention. Seed retention is what gives you the courage to start doing things different, but that's not the only reason why things will start happening for you. Why you'll increase woman attraction, why you'll just be more confident, why you increase your own attraction, why you'll just be literally the most potent version of yourself, the most effective version of yourself, the version that can go through anything, that can withstand adversity. You're literally your highest self, your highest form on this physical reality. This is a person that you will literally become when you decide to do things a little bit differently. You start getting some courage. You start changing your routine, and you start finally getting some belief in yourself. Because the number one thing is belief. People don't believe that they can attract a very high quality woman, so they don't even try. They won't never do anything different because they just don't think that things will happen. So so if you're on seed retention, women will inevitably start doing this. You might start noticing they might walk near you. Maybe you're in a venue, you're in a social setting, and they will start walking near you. They will literally start walking near you. You'll never have anybody to realize that. How you just start realizing that they will, everywhere you go, you will be attractive to them. They will walk near you. They literally will walk near you. And it's something that you have to take action on, because a lot of guys just don't take any action on. They still are afraid. They have not conjured up enough courage to really do anything, regardless of how many choosing signals they get. And this is a big problem if you want to change some sort of aspect. So yes, they will walk near you, but the thing is, you still have to take a lot of action, because if you're not taking any action, nothing will ever change. So that's one thing. They will start walking near you. You're just gonna get more choosing signals. Also, they might ask you a question and give you an excuse to talk to you. You have to play the game. You have to play the game, because the game is they will do anything if they like you, they will do anything in their power to try to get closer to you, to try to talk to you, to try to give you a reason for you to talk to them. But you have to catch the hint. And if you're on seed retention, you're just going to be a lot more comfortable to do this. You're going to be a lot more comfortable to do this, because if she really likes you, she's going to do anything in her power to give an excuse to talk to you. And this is pretty much what starts to happen. She also wants to know more about you. If you didn't realize that, what happens is when you go on seed retention, she wants to know more about you. She wants to know who you are, what your values are, who you're becoming, what your values are, what you really are made of. And this is the best way to do things. This is the best way for something to stick. This is the best way to develop a relationship. This is the best way to develop something concrete. Because if she's curious about who you are, curiosity equals attraction. If she's curious about what you do, who you are, how you see life, there's going to be attraction there. And also to actually have women to approach you, because this isn't something that happens to the average guy. It can, but it's not. It just really kind of depends. To actually have a woman approach you, you have to be aesthetically pleasing to look at. This really helps. This is pretty much the number one thing. You have to start being aesthetically pleasing to look at. Maybe you change your clothes a little bit, you change your hairstyle, you change something about you, and people who see this version of you will be attracted to you. So the best thing for you to do is to be aesthetically pleasing. Change something about you. Change, if you want to, change something about you that makes you look more aesthetically pleasing. And the number one thing that will happen to you when you go on seed retention, is the thing is the thing is about your anxiety will go down. This is the number one thing. See, the thing is about anxiety is that it makes you want to do everything fast. If you're anxious, the number one reason of anxiety is being anxious. If you're anxious, you're gonna want to do everything fast. You're gonna go fast on purpose. And if you're doing things fast on purpose, you're never really living in the moment. And if you never live in the moment, you're never really get the things that you really want. So it's best to notice this and do the exact opposite of what anxiety really wants you to do. You have to slow things down. This is the number one thing that you can do for yourself, is to slow things down. But how do you really slow things down? The best thing for you to do to slow things down is just to realize that if you're a guy, the feeling of you being anxious, the feeling of fear, the feeling of doubt is pretty much going to enter your life, regardless of who you are. Even the top dudes who are maybe actors or something like that, they still probably get anxious, but the only difference is they don't let their doubt hinder them from performance. Even though they're gonna be a little bit anxious, they're still gonna do everything. They're still gonna go all in. They're not gonna make any excuses for themselves. And this is probably the number one thing. This is the number one thing that you can really do, is to slow things down. If you go and see retention, you're gonna start living more in the moment, and you're gonna be, like I said, you're probably gonna be a lot more. You're probably gonna be a lot more, like I said, attractive. And if you're more attractive, then things will start. You'll start up magnetically, start attracting things. But what I'm really trying to say is that, because the thing is, like I said, anxiety makes you want to speed things up. It just makes you want to become distracted about things. And you can never really hold eye contact, because you're just too afraid of holding it. You're just speeding things up, and you're being anxious. And if you're being anxious, like anxiety, like I said, if you're being anxious, nothing will really ever stick with you. People will always overlook you. It's best, like I said, it's best to slow things down. And the best way to slow things down is to start just becoming a lot more comfortable with the person that you're really becoming. You have to start being comfortable with the person that you're becoming, regardless of what you're really going through. Being comfortable is the number one thing that you can really do for yourself. And how do you really become comfortable? You start being comfortable by partaking in habits that are going for you. Maybe you're hitting the gym a lot more. Like you're amplifying your energy in the gym. You're doing something that makes you uncomfortable. The more uncomfortable that you become, the easier it is to do the normal things. And this is pretty much it. Anxiety is things that makes you is always trying to distract you from the bigger picture. Anxiety is something that is prevalent in men in general. But the difference between the 1% and the 99% is they have anxious thoughts. They do realize anxiety, but they never let their anxiety hinder them from ever taking action. This is the number one thing, because once you defeat anxiety and you actually take action, you're gonna start realizing that it wasn't really that bad. It's just your brain trying to trick you. It was your brain trying to basically keep you in the comfort zone. And like I said, being comfortable is the number one scam in the world, because if you're always comfortable, you're never going to grow. And if you're always, like I said, if you're always doing the same thing, but you're never changing anything, you're just never really going to grow. And if you never grow, you're never going to reach your full potential. And if you never reach your full potential, then I mean, you'll live a life of quiet desperation, as Emerson said. 99% of men are living. I mean, a majority of men are living lives of quiet desperation. They have to find their escape through external things like sports or like drugs and alcohol. And I mean, this is a pretty normal thing for men. But you can be in the top 5%. You can be in the minority of living lives that they're 100% proud of, and they don't need to escape using sports or alcohol or drugs or things like that, if that makes sense. So when you go on seed retention, women will start inevitably trying to just become near you, ask you questions, and they just want to know more about you, just because you're just becoming, like I said, the heightened version of yourself, the full version of yourself. And anybody who wants to receive this energy is going to receive it if you let them. So be sure you follow me on Instagram at D.Arthur1. Like the video, comment, and subscribe below. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.